All right, so I'm gonna give you, a few of my tips and recommendations, how to spray a door. This is actually how to spray a door specifically laying down, because it's a little bit different spraying a door laying down versus, standing up. This is the man door going out of a garage. This is kind of a little bit unusual. This is a PVC type door. It's got a smooth finish. It's very critical that you prep it properly, dust it properly, mask it properly. I've already painted the opposite side of this door, the interior color. It's the color and the paint of the inside of the garage, the trim of the inside of the garage. So now we're working on the exterior side, and because it's a smooth door, it's a new house, we want to get this side up perfect. We want it to look, super smooth. We don't want to risk any runs, spits, etc. We don't want to deal with it hanging on a jam and with hardware stuff. It's a brand new door, brand new slab, so it doesn't even have hardware installed, so I don't even have to deal with that, which is nice. So you can see, how we've masked and prepped this so far. When I spray this, because the opposite side, if the opposite side is already painted, you don't want overspray getting on that because you just spent a lot of time finishing it. So the way we mask it is we drop 9-inch plastic with inch tape and tack it down with the inch tape just like this. It hangs down, and whatever you're setting on it, we lay it on buckets, sometimes stacked buckets. These are sawhorses. There's a lot of different ways you can do it, but you want your paper, tacked down, so when you're spraying, the force of the sprayer, if you're hitting it this way, it doesn't flip it up onto your freshly painted surface. If it flips it up on the door, you're gonna have to immediately wipe that door off, get that paint off, let it dry, and reshoot it and stuff. So I say this because it's happened to me multiple times, paper flipping up, whether it be outside, because the wind flipped it up, or whether the pressure from the gun flipped it up. It's happened to me multiple times. Bugs have landed on doors like this multiple times. Beetles walked across it. The cotton from cottonwood trees have landed on it and stuff. So we're inside of a protected area, so I don't have, or less likely to have any of those elements, once I spray this door. Now, when we spray a door like this, typically an exterior color, this is a really dark green. It's typically gonna cover in one coat. We're shooting at one coat. If you're gonna be some vibrant color, red or something like that, it might be multiple coats. My goal is to shoot this thing in one coat. Now, typically when I'm spraying doors, I'm using fine finish tips. On this door, I'm using a Tritech 510. So I'll either use a 510 or 310. Those are the two tips I use. A 510 is just gonna make you be able to paint it in less passes faster. Less passes means less likelihood of spits or things going wrong. So you want to get your gun set up. I like to use extensions a lot of the time because I can reach all the way across the door and shoot it down with an extension. This door is not too bad, but if I can't reach all the way across safely, then I'll do 3/4 of the door, walk to the other side and shoot the door. But here I don't have to worry about edges. The edges are all masked off. The sides of it are the inside color. I'm just spraying the face. So I'm gonna just spray the face of it. Now, spraying the face, I have angles right here on this door, the raised sides right here, lowered panel right here. So keep conscious and aware. I don't want to spray against that because I won't get it covered 100%. I want to spray directly down on it. And I'm going to start spraying this door. You never want to start spraying on the door because even though there's no extension, you could get a spit. So I'm going to start spraying off the door, come all the way off the door on the opposite end, and do your passes off the door. Never start on the door, never stop on the door. When I'm done, I don't release the trigger right here either because you can get a spit there also. If you're using a short extension or any type of extension, the longer the extension, the larger the spit you're gonna get and more spits. So I'm not using an extension at all right now, but your gun, even without an extension, can spit. You got holes right here that could kick dust out of the holes. Probably should stuff paper down in those holes. to keep dust from kicking out of there. We dusted it off with a duster brush, then wiped it off with a microfiber cloth. If you have to do any sanding, you want to do your sanding of the door. If it's been painted before and it's a gloss or something like that, you want to definitely degloss that by mechanically sanding it. But this is a primed PVC door. Bottoms and tops don't need to be painted on this style of door. You'll know because the door will have a warning thing right here saying, in order for, the warranty to be in place and not voided, you have to coat the top and bottom of the door. That's not the case with this door. So I'm gonna get ready to shoot this door. You're gonna see, how it looks, me shooting it. So I definitely want to fill these holes up right here. Don't want anything kicking out of these holes. So you can see I just stuffed paper down inside there. You don't want it sticking out on the sides of your door at all. You want it big enough that it's not going to come flying out either. So big enough, it'll actually stick to, because we put tape on the opposite side of the door so no paint could go through the holes either and get overspray. So now the question might be, I think somebody said something, one of my social media accounts the other day, that overspray is gonna kick down and get on the other side of the door with that paper. I can tell you from my experience, never once in my career have I had paint curl around that paper and come up, that 9-inch paper, and come up. Gravity wants to take it down and it takes it down. Pump is set up. Pumps, I get asked, what pressure? Typically 2200 PSI when I'm spraying trim or exteriors. Pump set at 2200 PSI. I'm always gonna take a few test sprays and begin spraying. You should strain your paints. If you don't strain your paints, you can get spits, clogs, and stuff that can cause issues with spraying the door. This is gonna take multiple passes, and spits are just part of the game when it comes to airless spraying, and you just hope it doesn't spit, on the door when you're spraying. The front door, it actually spit on the first pass, but it ended up leveling out. So let's see how it goes. You can actually start spraying right here and work your way across, then you're leaning over what you just sprayed, or you can start right here and work your way that direction. I don't have a problem working over what I just sprayed, but that's something to think about. Good practice, bad practice. I typically like to just start right in front of me, get in my rhythm and pace when I'm spraying it. I'm gonna start spraying it. First pass is gonna come across here, and then you're just gonna overlap 50% as you go. You gotta watch when the paint's hitting the door, and you're kind of seeing how the coverage is. Do I need to slow up? Do I need to speed down? Seeing what's going on. You gotta see it, you gotta hear it, and you gotta feel it coming out of the gun in order to get a good finish. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna start spraying. Looks like it's spraying out pretty good. When I look at it, it looks like it has a super nice finish across the whole door. Now, when I was spraying this, first pass, because you're overlapping 50% as you go, so you want to get 100% coverage. So your first pass, when you overlap 50%, that first pass, it won't have two passes over it. So I hit the first pass twice, and I hit the last pass twice. I had this angle, like a 45-degree angle. I know when I was coming across straight down, it doesn't hit it as well, just straight down. I noticed, like right off the bat, I'm paying attention of everything that's going on. I'm paying attention to the paint that is it covering 100%? You know, in the one pass, I see it looked pretty good. On the second pass, I noticed it covered 100%. I was watching that, paying attention to that. I noticed straight down on the first pass, on the 45-degree angle, it wasn't covering it as well as I thought, and so I just slightly turned the gun to face the 45-degree angle. It's very subtle, very slight. And then when I came over here, I kind of slightly changed it to face the 45-degree angle also. When I went to the opposite side, I did the same exact thing. When I get to the ends, I'm coming across to the end, I come out and just fade it out just a little bit. Come across here, just fade it up just a little bit. You see, I've overpassed, got overspray both sides. One thing, this is exterior paints. I mean, some people are gonna look at it and say, it's eggshelly exterior paints. When you paint them, they look like really eggshelly, and then they begin to dry out over time and level out. Exterior paints don't give you like a glass-like finish like interior enamels do. They act differently, they spray differently. A color like this, heavy-bodied, tons of tint to create this color. The paint, it doesn't atomize as well as lighter colors, so you won't get like a super smooth finish, but this will level out very, very nice. I look at it, it looks like it's covered 100%. Whether you think it needs 2 coats, 1 coat, 2 coats, you can do another pass over it after it dries. It'll be dry in about an hour, do another pass on it, and then pull the masking and you're good to go. But it looks like it's covered 100% to me. It looks pretty dang good. I got a nice even finish across the whole board. What I'm looking for right here, across the whole door, I'm looking for anything that doesn't match up. Is it have the same finish across the whole door, or is there something that looks like light, what I would say like kind of a dry feather, because I went too fast or I didn't overlap 50%. I looked at it, I can't tell from this lighting. I have to get over into this lighting to actually see it, because I get reflection and glare coming through the window. I can see it 100% from top to bottom. It has the exact same finish. From top to bottom, it's good to go, and it's gonna dry out and look awesome. So there it is, how I go about spraying a difficult door on the exterior of a new house.